Right, so let's see if I've got buttons that will allow, yes, there we go, if we click. So basically, the Shoot and Share Academy is kind of like an extension of the challenge. The challenge gives you a taster of what you might see within it. So it's international. We are going to have Brits and Americans. I know for a fact that Levi is definitely joining us, at least for the first month, if not longer. And I am planning on doing a lot more promotion now. I'm getting the hang of actually marketing in a non-personal basis. So there should be more kids joining over the next month. But you are like founding members, so I'm going to be doing you a special offer if your children would like to learn new photography skills. And we're going to look at making that accessible, whether they're on a real camera or a mobile. However, if you are able to get a camera with some extra settings and a certain amount of manual mode, they're going to really fly and take off. But I know that that isn't always within budget, so we're able to teach people how to take great photos no matter what they have. It's just they may look slightly different with the amount of control they have. Because we can develop the creative eye. So that means we can help them see what they're photographing, learn how to make a good composition, how to connect people, how to put emotion in it, how to see the world through different eyes, see the world like an artist sees it and share that with the people around them. What makes the difference between a good photo or a snapshot and an amazing piece of art or a story. So that's part of what we're going to be doing. And also it should enable them to make some friends as they meet with the same people week on week. And learning together is so much more fun, because when you see what other people are doing, it just gives you ideas and you start bouncing. And it's like when, as soon as somebody saw this frog, they were like, oh, I want to go and take pictures of bugs and wildlife in my garden. So having some people with shared interests, the connections are amazing. I remember some of my early friends from some of the clubs I joined. I went to an art and create club and it was fantastic. So yeah, we're going to also look at learning to document and tell our story so we can keep memories. I don't know about you, but personally, I collect my photos as ways of looking back and remembering the things I did, the places I went, those happy family holidays, and also some of the weird and wonderful things, like I have pictures of museum plaques and, you know, school trips and randomness. Yeah, so learning to document and tell your story, so helping them to see what's around them and decide what's important, because taking 12 million photos is just going to back your computer or your phone up. So it's then learning to be specific. I know we had 51 photos of frogs, for instance, AJ.
Yes.
But then we'll look at things like how to organise the photos and how to choose what's best and delete the ones we don't need, because I believe that is a key skill in the digital age.
Yes.
Very much so. And also, one of the things that I really am going to be looking to do is help them to share and talk about their own photographs in front of the group. So we'll do a bit of public speaking and presenting. We'll even get them to the point where they're really clever at using Zoom and are able to share their photo on their screen. So they're going to pick up some extra computing skills along the way. And depending on the tech you've got, phones or computers, we'll be able to give you 1 or 2 free editing apps, and we'll even take it further and look at how to edit photos and make them 5 times better than they were straight out of camera. So the main aim is, as well as having fun. Oh,
what was that?
I do not know. Right, so creating photographs that you can be proud of. So the main aim is that they're going to get really confident with using the camera, taking awesome photos, and being able to share them with people, hence it being the Shoot and Share Academy. So this is for any child at all. So no matter what level of academia they have, no matter what level of science and capability, no matter how good they are at photos or technology usage, we're going to do levels at multiple lessons. Nobody is going to be left behind. We're going to make it so that we have something to interest everybody. So depending on who's involved at the time, we will use, in my lessons will use different examples so that there's something that everybody can connect with. So if you do join and at any point you feel that your child would really benefit from a specific thing, I'm always happy to be in contact. I have a Facebook page and an email address, and you can tell me what you think would really help, because we're going to be growing and developing together. So This will help them find their creative voice, and you never know, they may even get a chance to change the world, because pictures tell 1,000 words, and my main aim is that this will give them a skill that will help them for the rest of their lives. So why photography? Not everybody is an academic, not everybody is a writer, not everyone is a speaker, a dancer, a musician, a singer, or an athlete. But we all have an important message to get across. We all have something of our personality to communicate. And I believe each one of us is creative and needs to find an outlet and a way to express ourselves in a way that we can understand and share with others. So while we may find that some children love to go to ballet lessons and other children absolutely want to get on board with theatre or drama, and some want to go and do science experiments and blow the world up, we all need to find a way that there's something that we can have a hobby that we can be passionate about. And for me, it's photography. Here are some of the first few days' photos that we had off our children. And as you can see, we've been looking at all the world in all sorts of different ways. And picking up by getting the feedback from them on each photo, the lessons are able to be tailored specifically to their capabilities, their strengths, and also to bring their weaknesses up, because we can target where, because we'll be involved week on week. This isn't just a video course. This isn't just go do the work and send an assignment in. This is a process where we are going to create and learn together. So this is going to be guided by the children where I take the lessons, using all of my years of photography education. So when I see a photo, like I love the movement in this grass. I believe that was one of Lucas's, but at the same time, I can see that there's more than just the movement of the blur. There's a little bit of a lack of focus. So we can work then on getting that focus exactly nailed through lessons and progressing. And we can also show them how they've gone from where they are to where they've got to be. So it's going to be so good to see them come alive as they can see their own results improving and they can see that they are progressing and growing. So the Shoot and Share Academy will be held weekly, and it's an hour-and-a-half session, because the main aim of this session is that I want the kids to be able to have time to play some games and to do a bit of team building activities, to be able to interact with the others in the group and each to have their say. But I also want time for some teaching and some question and answer, so that we can look at what they've done on the previous week. And so rather than just having a different subject every week, we're going to have a monthly subject, and we're going to do 4 lessons involved in that, and that will help them to progress over the course of a project. So there'll be 12 projects a year. And this means that over the course of a year, they should have a minimum of 12 awesome photos that they are absolutely proud of, that would make a photography portfolio. And that would enable them, should they wish to go for awards. I know that there are photography clubs and so on that you almost have to pass exams to get into, and they want you to be able to share photos and show your technicality and your creativity. So should they want to pursue a career as a photographer even, which they may not at this age, but should it be something they're aiming for, this will really help prepare and set them up. And even if they don't, they'll know how to take amazing photos that will help all of their project work, any presentations that they ever need to do, any online creation. It will help them once they hit social media to have an appealing page. There's so many applications in just being able to know how to take the photos and get what you want to. And I'm actually going to be looking for competitions actively that the children can enter, because I want to be promoting their work and giving them the opportunity outside of the academy to actually win real world prizes that are bigger than I could ever fund. And who knows, as we grow, I might be able to get some sponsors and get some better prizes anyway. But in the meantime, I want to help them enter national and world-renowned competitions specifically for children, because there's nothing better than feeling the buzz. I mean, you go and you play football, you get to play in competitions. You go dancing and you take part in certification. You know, there's ways that you get recognised. So I want to be able to recognise their skills and help them feel like they are awesome. And the other thing that I'm really looking to do is a bit like we used to have pen friends. I don't know if you ever had a pen friend. I did. I want to give them the opportunity to learn that we are different but yet the same. So at the moment it's UK and America, but there is the hope that depending on time zones, I might be able to get maybe some other European or South American children involved. Potentially, we'll be able to have people that are somewhere between our 2 time zones, and that will be awesome. And more than anything, have fun, because you don't want school to feel like school. While you want your kids to learn, you want them to keep engaged. You don't want them to lose that fun element. So the whole thing is going to be wrapped up in exploring and doing challenges and gamification and all of these techniques which are used to just make it not feel like sit down and do your work, I'm going to mark it with a red pen, because I'm not a fan of that. Okay, so then the next thing that you want to know about, obviously, is what is the pricing for the Shoot and Share Academy. So having had a good look around at what other people are offering and what courses, some 10-week courses work out per hour and so forth, what I want to let you know is that when your child decides to come to a session, we can give you the session for the price of £13 for a 1.5 hour session, which works out. I mean, I was looking at courses that were like £180, £200 for 10 weeks. So, you know, we're talking a good 15 to 18 pounds that we're going there. So I wanted to give you guys a really good offer, because do you know what? I have so much fun with your children. And as we're just starting and you have joined me for the challenge, and you're here for, you know, as founding members of the new online Shoot and Share Academy, I should put that in there, shouldn't I? Let's see. Oh yeah, there's the problem with the box. Once I start a new box, I can't write over the old one. I'll sort that out. Anyway, the Shoot and Share Academy online. There we go. Perfect. So yes, but I want to do better than that still, because I know that some of you, actually, your children don't just want to come to one session, the odd session here and there. So I want to be able to offer you a monthly rate. So that is going to be £46 a month. So that's 4 times sessions. And that means that if you sign up on the subscription service, it saves you having to constantly think about money every week, and you can budget it in, and actually that means that you will get a saving of let's see, £1.50 a session. So that means that over the course of the month you're actually going to save £6, and over the course of the year a lot more than that. Now some months have 5 weeks, some have 4. The majority of them have 4, but occasionally they have 5. So if that's one of the months where we have 5 sessions and it's not covering for the fact I'm going away on vacation, or we've had to postpone a session, then you may get bonus sessions. I mean, I'm sure I'll do that as a Christmas party. Or as we talked about doing the competitions, if some of the kids have won a competition, we might just have an extra bonus party call, just because I like to do that and it's great fun. So yeah, that would be a much better rate for you. Now, being a subscription, it would be on a direct debit setup, and it would automatically charge each month. But I'm aware that sometimes you may have a week that you need to miss for some reason or another, and I don't want to penalise you for that. So one of the things that I am keen to do is, like my contact lens scheme does, because it's really helpful, is should you need to go away, or say you had a family member, something came up and there was a period of 4 weeks where you're having to travel back and forth to grandparents or something, and you're just not going to be able to make the sessions, that you can put it on pause. And there's a couple of pauses you can have a year, and that will still keep you locked in when you restart at the rate. You just need to email me to let me know. Same if you ever want to leave and cancel the subscription, you just need to contact me and we will get that sorted out. Otherwise, it will just keep taking the monthly payment from you at the saved rate. On the other hand, I've heard some of you actually want to stay even more long term than that. So because it removes even more of the admin work and makes it better for me to plan, knowing how many children I've got, I want to be able to offer you a quarterly rate, so once every 3 months, and that actually ends up saving you, I have my calculator here to do the maths, So if it's £13 a session, this works out at £9.75 a session. So that saves you £3.25 for every session by getting the quarterly. I'm not going quite in terms because I know that doing internationally, our school terms in Britain don't tally up with some other places, and even then we've got a few weeks here and there across counties and parts of the country. So the nature of being online means I'd rather go with a set number of sessions as my factor. So so that ends up basically being £11.50 a session. Should make that a little bit longer so that stays in the box. And this one ends up being £9.75 a session. Now, yet again, although I think this is the best offer you are going to find online for a fun, engaging, interactive training session where your kids get to learn photography, meet other people, develop their skills, learn something to do with editing, how to use their cameras, play some games, be a part of a club, learn to use their creativity. I want to go one better than that because I just love being able to make it suitable for families, because I know the expense it can be when you've got kids in more than one activity, and then you've got more than one kid on top of that. So when you've got several children or teenagers, and you have that issue of, oh, and now we've got to pay subs for all of them at the same time for one club. So I want to be able to offer you a second child rate. Now, this second child rate is about 25% off. I worked it out at. So instead of £13 for one-off sessions, I want to be able to give you £9.75 for a session. So that works out as your second child. That means, should they want to just come to one or two, and you could have one child on the monthly scheme and you could have another who just turns up, and I would keep giving you the second child rate for them as and when they decide that they're going to turn up this week or so forth. So if one of them was in a lot of clubs, they'd still come in cheaper than £13 as the second child. So that would save you some money. So long as you have one child on the primary, whoever it is though, if there's a higher package and a lower package, so for instance if somebody's on quarterly, that wouldn't be the second child on quarterly while the first, because I need the continuous child. There needs to be a subscription for the second child rate, if you see what I mean. I need to be, so one child has to already be attending for the second to get the second child. So maybe halfway through the term, who is paying the second child rate and who's paying the full rate might sort of swap which name we assign to the account in effect. And should they, obviously there's a discount for doing the monthly session subscription rate. So that then works out at £8.60 per session on the 4 weekly, and then if they go for the quarterly, as you know before, that then will be £87.60. So that means 25% off. You're saving 9,700 and 700, a good £30 thereabouts, and that is only £7.30 a session. Having said that, I know that sometimes you may have a child who hasn't actually joined us in the session for the challenge, or you're not sure how well they'll do with Zoom, or there's some sort of thing that means you really just want to try them out, and it's like, oh, do I want to be spending money and signing them up for something before I know that they're actually going to stick at it? I know. There's some things I loved straight off the mark, and there's other things I wasn't sure about. So what I want to do is offer you your first session free for any child who has not yet attended. So if your child or teen has not done a challenge with us and partaken in the Shoot and Share Academy challenges, and they've not been to the Shoot and Share Online Academy before, they will get their first session free. But more than that, I want to take it one further, because I know that just because you've enjoyed one session doesn't mean you're going to stick it in, and how it feels coming back to it, because there's the excitement of it being new, or maybe the nerves and the fear and you're still not sure whether you liked it or not. So I want to give second session at half price. So if you'd like to sign a child up this way, that's not currently on the sign up page. I need to get the website a little bit more comprehensive on that one, but send me an email to tutor@lizzybiggs.co.uk. And we will get that sorted, probably with a PayPal link. You can obviously pay by card still with PayPal, but and just an invoice for that one. So that will sort that out for you. And the so there you have it. You have your come just for the session. So that means if you need to be flexible, you know, you're in and out for a while and so forth, then you can have that at the £13 a session, or the second child rate. If you know that you are really, really committed and you want to stick with us, then we've got the monthly rate or we've got the quarterly rate on the subscription service. And another thing I should let you know, as sometimes I know that you wish to buy a present for a friend for their birthday, for Christmas, for something like that. And if you, for the term, decide to buy a present for them and you are paying for it, now this isn't something just for you to pay for your friend every term and then give you the money. This is specifically when you are buying a birthday or Christmas present, and you're donating this and you are paying for it, so it comes under your subscription plan. I will do the same. I will let you have that on the second child rate for those presents. The other final thing I think I want to let you know is, because I love teaching photography, I love playing games, I love working with you, your children, your teens, and generally doing the creative stuff, coming up with the ideas, looking at the photos, reviewing them, and helping to just get them that even more competition level, or just improving skills, or whatever it is you're looking at. But I'm not hugely fond of the admin, and if I wanted to work in an office, I'd have gone and worked in an office. So if you choose to invite your friends, and that saves me some of the admin and the marketing time and so forth, so I can put more attention into really serving you guys well, for every child, parent, I guess, because you're inviting the parent really, because they're the one paying, that you get signing up for the Shoot and Share Academy. Don't forget, they can try the free trial session, but if they come and your name is given as the person who has referred them, if you refer them, then once a month I'll be running a bonus session for anybody who that month has referred somebody, which means that your child can have a bonus session for free, which means that they don't have to pay. So if you're on the paying monthly, then you get that additional session, and we will basically target those bonus sessions to whatever you really want to do, so it will be the most fun for the people who are involved. And I did have on the call some of the parents were saying that actually they would really quite like to do it for themselves and adults, so I'm considering starting an adult class. But in the meantime, if you refer, I can happily do an adults class for you rather than one for your child as the bonus session. So yeah, that's once per month I'll be running those. And if somebody refers and they want the child to have the bonus session, somebody else refers and they want the parent to have if the parent want the extra session for themselves, well, it looks like I'm doing a couple. So that is built in. And the other thing I want to let you know is where you stand is about locked-in rates. This is kind of key to the fact that I'm giving you a great offer price, having joined me at the start of this online journey, moving from doing things in person to online to fit current situation has meant that actually it's been quite flexible around dinner time and all of those journeys that you're not having to make, and getting to engage with people who you just wouldn't necessarily meet, like almost like pen friend situation, isn't it? I suppose I used to have a pen friend in America, somebody I wrote to, but how much more cool is video calls? So the locked-in rate means that so long as you stay with us, yes, you can pause it, but as long as you stay subscribed with us, I will keep you on at that rate. So when the prices go up, which they will when things get busier, and when we've been doing this for a bit longer, and I get the subscription site up and running, which means that there will be an actual website whereby you can access the videos. The children will be able to upload their photos directly in that website. It should have some sort of user or password protection is what I'm looking into at the moment. So things are going to get snazzier and slicker, even more so than the Zoom calls already are with the fun that we have, but just to make that process easier for you as parents as well. So you don't have, your children will learn how to upload the photos for themselves, and it will be something that once that you can log them in on the Zoom call and they're safe within a membership site area. So all of this is coming, and as that happens, the prices will go up. But as long as you say subscribed, as a thank you for staying with us and for being interested, we will keep you locked in rates. However, if you do decide to cancel your subscription at any point, if you do leave us because you need a season off, because you feel like actually you want to take 6 months out and maybe come back just for the winter or something, then you will be signing back up at the new price, whatever that might be at the time. So this is basically a bonus for being with us from the start, means that later on, when other people are paying more, you will still be paying at this rate. Joys of signing up for a subscription. So I think that about covers anything. If you've got any questions, of course, still don't hesitate to email in for anybody who's watching the replay, or to drop me a message on Photo Tutoring or within the Shoot and Share group. And that's basically this. So there is going to be a sign up page, website link, and I look forward to you joining us for the Shoot and Share Academy and to continue working with you, because it's been great. So thank you very much, and that is all on that one. Any questions at all?
Because my thing is, I was sitting here doing it, and I was like, well, I'm not being funny, but I'm ready to sign up for the year, not just 3 months.
Okay.
Because I know he's passionate. Once he gets passionate about something, it doesn't go away. So I know that this is something he's going to continue learning for at least the next year. And realistically, I know it's going to be continuous after that.
Cool. And the other thing I didn't tell you, it's on my sign up page, but I didn't tell you, every kid who signs up on the subscription rate is going to get a welcome pack in the post, a real parcel.
Real one.
But I don't want to say what's in it, because trying to work out how to post things in the US from a US supplier, I know what I can do in the UK, but now I have to make it happen in the US. So I'm not going to say, it's going to be a surprise. What I was going to say is, if they are like, do we have to have a photo? The way, like, it's almost like bargaining. But if they get the photo they want and you actually show them it on the camera, you can say, great, we'll take this photo for you, but then we take one for mummy as well.
That's a good deal right there.
So it means that you say, and go, how would you like this photo to be? Why don't you do your pose? And then we can do a pose for mummy as well.
There you go.
I like that.
And we can teach you. The other thing that I can really do is teach you how to get the natural photos where they get used to the camera being in the background, because if they don't have to smile and they don't have to pose, then you'll actually get much better photos. You won't get the cheese face or the I have to teenage being obnoxious face.
Yep.
You didn't see my faulty dance there.
That's why all the photos of me are terrible growing up, because they were always posed, and I am not. So some people are naturally really photogenic, and like you can catch them at any, in any pose, and they look great. I am not one of those people. And let me tell you, all the posed photos look terrible of me, like terrible. So yeah.
Well, one of the things we'd have to do then going forward is also teach you how to have confidence on camera and pose.
Oh, I have confidence on. I mean, I was the theater major. I'm not photogenic in photographs, like in still photos.
No,
nope.
No, it's not. You're not photogenic. You are beautiful and have a gorgeous smile. What it is that you've learned over time that you always look bad on a photograph. And
That's
once you learn that you look bad, you then mimic that, going, there's no point trying because I always look horrific. That's just my photo face. What it is
right.
You haven't learned how to stand to suit your body type, to suit the photo, to feel relaxed. And until you learn to relax in front of a camera and see a good photo of you, it's going to be really hard to change that mindset. But have you seen the difference on some? I mean, you were looking at 2 of my profile photos, and you can. They look amazing, but it's because I had to learn to relax in front of a camera. If you look at some of my early ones, I really do look terrible. That's because I thought, I don't take a good photo, I always look terrible.
Gotcha.
And until I learned to trust the person taking the photograph to know what angles were good for me, or to know not to capture, like my mum can take photos where either my eyes are closed, my mouth is open, or I'm scowling. That is what she does.
I think that's what mine did too.
Mine too. To this day, she still can't take a good photo. I'm like, Ma, just stop.
Hey, Lizzie, you're just gonna have to teach the world how to take better photos.
One person at a time, we're winning.
One person at a time. That's right.